Hey guys, Aaron Cybertron Zhang here, and today I'm back with another episode of Road to Ranked, where I climb the online VGC 15 ladder, still sticking it with the Mega Metagross team, featuring Substitute Mega Metagross and a bunch of other cool Pokemon, as we're just going to jump into it. Really crazy episode yesterday, so if you did not watch that, definitely check it out. Both games came down to the wire, and it was a ton of fun. I am enjoying this team quite a good amount, so it's been doing pretty well. The Substitute Mega Metagross is awesome, and for maybe about the billionth time, we're going to find Paul Chua from New Jersey with the rating of 1915. So I think this might actually be already like the 4th or 5th time Paul's going to be on this channel, but hey, I can't complain. This time he is not using the Hail team that we've seen him use for quite a while now. The Rain team he has this time around is very similar to the one he used last time, though it looks like he replaced Thundurus with Zapdos. So Paul here, Scott, Politoed, Ludicolo, Mawile, Hydreigon, Terrakion, and Zapdos. It's pretty interesting because Paul actually ran Rain at Philadelphia Regionals earlier this season, where he finished in the top 8, and you know, he's a fantastic player, as really featured every time. I think we really split the games 1-1, so each game is really interesting, and this one should be the same. So let's see. The Rain matchup is somewhat difficult for sure. Conkeldurr actually just outright beats Paul entirely, other than the Mawile, so if I can conserve this Conkeldurr, it's really going to be the key to winning the match. And I'm probably going to want Gengar and Rotom Wash here to try to pick up a burn against it, because a burn would be really good. The main question is, who do I want to lead with, as I really ask myself that every time, but let's see. I do like Gengar Conkeldurr a lot as a lead here, just because Conkeldurr beats everything, like I said, but the Mawile, and if he chooses to bring Mawile, then I can just try to burn it immediately. Though I am tempted to actually bring Rotom Wash over Gengar, just because Rotom Wash can still burn things, but it matches up pretty nicely against his entire team. Definitely better against the Zapdos than anything else. So right now I'm leaning towards Rotom Wash, actually. Let's see. Now, Hydreigon's kind of nice to beat the Pokemon like Poly, Ludi. He has his own Hydreigon, which is kind of scary, and I'm actually not running Superpower on my Scarf Landorus. Kind of wish I were here. Not going to be the case. I think Lando's still a pretty solid call, just against the Terrakion and Mawile. And I'm thinking Metagross for the last one. I don't know, I kind of want Hydreigon in this as well. Actually, in retrospect, I'm not going to bring Landorus, because he's probably not going to want to bring his Terrakion in this match. Terrakion matches up really poorly against my entire team, so I'm going to anticipate him not to bring Terrakion. Landorus was really there to help beat Terrakion, and not really much else. And, you know, it's never fun having a Landorus in against a Politoed and Ludicolo anyways. So I'm going to go with Conkeldurr and Rotom Wash here, as we're going to see what Paul leads with. He's going to go with Politoed and Ludicolo. So Gengar wouldn't have been a terrible choice here, but last time Paul went with these leads, he revealed that his Politoed does have a Choice Scarf on it, so I'm wondering if it still does. Let's see. So the main thing right now is I want to conserve this Rotom Wash. I don't want it to just take too much damage, because he's got Mawile on the back, and Rotom is my best answer to beat his Mawile. So I kind of want to just Drain Punch the Ludi. I mean, the Protect with Rotom is very obvious, so I am leaning towards attacking with it this turn, anticipating him to expect my Protect. But I played Paul so many times at this point where I really don't even know what he's going to predict me to do, because really things change up every time we go. I don't know, though. Rotom is really good against this entire team, other than the Ludi. You know what, I'm just going to attack this turn with Rotom, hoping he predicts me to Protect. He's going to go for the Fake Out onto Conkeldurr, which is great, meaning he probably doubled up into Conkeldurr here, as Politoed goes for the Scald as well. It does a ton of damage, a critical hit. That is unfortunate, because it makes KOing Conkeldurr a lot easier for Paul. Of course, I am running Assault Vest Conk as well. Not the way you want to start a battle for sure, but it is what it is. So, you know, he probably anticipated the Protect from Rotom there. Good play by him there, doubling into Conkeldurr though. Very smartly done. Let's see now. See, I think he still has to double up into Conkeldurr if he wants to knock it out though. So what I'm going to do is just Drain Punch Ludi and T-Bolt the Poly. He's going to go for Giga Drain onto Rotom. Okay. So Rotom's obviously going to take a fair amount of damage there. As you saw, it did 90, so I'm actually going to be able to survive another one since I do have the Citrus Berry. And I should be able to survive the Scald from Polly as well. So if all goes well here, I'll be able to knock out Polly and do a ton of damage to Ludicolo. As he does go for Scald, brings me down to 18 HP, so I do manage to survive. And fortunately enough, no burn there. Though a burn actually could have activated Guts and helped me knock out the Ludicolo. But hey, at least I'm going to be able to recover a lot of HP from this Drain Punch. So despite the critical hit there, I mean, it's a testament to how bulky a Sylvester Conkeldurr can be, taking 2 Scalds, boosted by Rain, of course, one being a critical hit. So, pretty even game so far right now. As Paul is going to bring in that Mawile, which is definitely a great Pokemon for him to have in right now. Now let's see. Like I said, I do have Will-O-Wisp with this Rotom. So, let's think this through. I think what I want to do here is just protect and switch out. The main issue here right now is knocking out Ludicolo. I don't have a great way to knock it out. Had to rely on Hydreigon or Metagross. What I could do is just Will-O-Wisp Mawile, because if that gets burned, then he's going to be in some huge trouble. Question is really what I do here with Conkeldurr. Alternatively, what I could do is... I don't know. I don't think Paul's going to protect with that Rotom, or that Mawile. I think he's just going to go for the Giga Drain onto Rotom and the play rough onto Conkeldurr, since he is a very aggressive player. So in anticipation of that, what I could do is burn the Mawile and switch the Metagross out. Or does Conkeldurr out? You know what, I'm going to play it safe. I'm just going to Drain Punch Lead and protect Rotom, because if he protects with Mawile, then he's basically done for. But given that he Mega Evolved here, I am guessing he went for the attack with Mawile. Let's see. Rotom protects. Does Mawile protect as well? No, it doesn't. Oh, he went for the Scald into Rotom and the Play Rough onto Conk. Okay. Huh. I guess the Scald would have allowed him to not get you know, could have helped him out there because, you know, if I switched out Rotom, he could have gotten the burn possibility. Was not anticipating that, but a smart move by him there. So I'm going to bring in Metagross now. Yeah. Hydreigon obviously doesn't match up very nicely against Mawile. That was a good turn by Paul. I really thought he was going to Giga Drain there, so I wanted to play a bit safe. But nicely done by him. Now let's see. Rotom should be able to outspeed Mawile, so what I could honestly do here is just Zen Headbutt Ludi and Will-O-Wisp Mawile. Though, the one issue with this play is if he Sucker Punches and Scalds Metagross, which I'm kind of scared of right now. Alternatively, obviously, his other play is to just protect with Mawile and go for the attack onto Metagross. Yeah, protect with Mawile and Giga Drain Rotom Wash. Ah, man, I really wish I Will-O-Wisp last turn since I knew I could have survived a Giga Drain anyway. So that was probably not the best play on my end there. Man, this is hard. I think I'm gonna attack here. Yeah, I'm gonna go for the attack. He doesn't switch out either though. I don't know, the main issue is if I were to protect in Will-O-Wisp and he protect with Mawile, then I would be completely done for. Oh, but okay, he Scalds with Ludi, but he... Oh, hopefully no burn here. Okay, good. Zen Headbutt connects with Ludi, that's good. Should pick up the knockout. So he didn't go for the Sucker Punch there with Mawile, which means as long as Will-O-Wisp connects here, I'm going to be able to pick up the burn, which is really important against a Mega Mawile. And I do connect, so I've been pretty fortunate this game in hitting my attacks. That's huge. Getting a burn off against Mawile is really big, as he's probably going to go for the Play Rough into Rotom. But that's not going to knock me out, since I can normally survive that. But wow, I hang on with 1 HP despite a critical hit, so... Obviously, you never want to see a critical hit, but at least Rotom Wash was able to hang around. His Hydreigon's going to be Paul's last one, which makes this match very interesting, because I have a Hydreigon as well. And Hydreigon mirror matches are real. Let's see. See, now the question is what item that Hydreigon has. You know, if it's Scarf, then he has to lock himself into a Dark-type attack, and that means I basically win with my Hydreigon. I think I'm going to double protect this turn. Although the issue is if I double protect, then he can have the possibility of knocking both of my Pokemon out the next turn. So you know what? I'm going to protect with Metagross, and actually I kind of want to sub here. Yeah, I'm going to sub. And Hydro Pump the Mawile. Okay, so he's not Scarfed, and he didn't Sucker Punch with either. Hydreigon Dark Pulses the Metagross. Okay. Oh, this might be an issue if Mawile targeted Metagross with an attack. Let's see. Hopefully Hydro Pump. Oh, misses Mawile there. He goes for the Play Rough onto Rotom Wash. Oh, man, it really would have been nice to hit that, but that's Pokemon for you. And of course, I didn't want to attack there because I wasn't sure whether he had Sucker Punch on Mawile, though I guess given that he didn't reveal it earlier, maybe he doesn't have it. But I don't know. It's weird to see Mawile without Sucker Punch. Now we have the Hydreigon Mirror Match, which is very scary because I don't know who's faster. I don't run Max Speed Hydreigon, though, which is kind of an issue. He might also want to protect with his Hydreigon. Hitting that Hydro Pump on Mawile would have been nice because then I could have just protected. It would have been putting KO range, I think, from a burn, one more turn of burn. So, yeah, I can't really complain, though. I mean, this game, I've been able to at least hit the majority of my attacks to start off with. But this is a very key turn here for me. Man, this is tough. Okay, since I subbed last one, I'm just going to double protect this turn to try to see if he goes for a protect with either of his Pokemon. Also help me in determining whether that Mawile actually has a Sucker Punch or not. But if his Hydreigon outspeeds mine, then he's going to win this game. Wow, he went for the Dark Pulse Play Rough play there. I'm wondering if it's Spexed. If it's Spexed, then he's going to be done for. Okay. So I'm just going to Iron Head Hydreigon here and Earth Power the Mawile. I really don't think Mawile has a Sucker Punch, given that it hasn't went for a single one. I think the Hydro might be Spexed. He's not going to Sucker Punch here, so I get the Iron Head off. Oh, and I flinch. Wow. So I'm not even going to be able to figure out what item it had. I really think it was Specs there, though. I really think it's Specs. But Iron Head has been really doing work today. I mean, so the one way... If he didn't have Specs, it would have depended on who he targeted. For example, if he was able to outspeed... I mean, I don't know if we speed high. I'm assuming he's faster here. If he went for the Dragon-type attack on a Hydreigon, he would have just knocked it out. I do want to see whether he's Spexed or not, so I'm just going to double protect here, trying to see if he did go for the Dragon-type attack, but Paul's just going to forfeit there. So I'm going to win 2-1. Of course, I don't know what item Paul had on that Hydreigon, other than the fact that it wasn't Scarf, but my intuition is that it was Spexed. And that was the kind of win condition I was playing for, and Specs Hydreigon makes the most sense on rain teams. It is the most popular item on those kind of rain teams, so we are going to be able to pick up a win there against Paul. Once again, a really intense game, as every game against him always is. But if it's not Specs, if it was something like... actually, no, he didn't have Life Orb, since he was able to get a Dark Pulse off. Actually, did he? No, he didn't do damage there. So I don't know whether it was the Life Orb or not. And I don't know if he went for the right play that turn, but, you know, obviously, I'll take it what it is for. So would have been nice to see what item he had there, because if it was Specs Hydreigon, then it would have been obviously his Hydreigon locked into Dark Pulse against mine, and all I would have to do is hit a Draco Meteor. And if it wasn't Specs, then we went for the Dragon type attack or a Dark Pulse. Since he outsped me, he basically would have won as long as he could have hit his Dragon type attack against my Hydreigon. So I guess we won't know for sure there, but the flinch there really making it so I had the 100% win, and it is a really clutch move. But I really hate winning on RNG like that, but you know, that's Pokemon for you. So we're going to jump back into it, and our rating now is at 1852, which is pretty sweet since, you know, it's really been going back and forth in the mid-1800s and whatnot. So, you know, it's nice to be at least slightly high now. Also, a quick plug, I am basically going to be revamping this channel with lots of new additional content, and I'll be making an announcement video this Sunday, as May from Florida with a rating of 1783 is going to be our next opponent of the day. But yeah, so on Sunday there's going to be an announcement video. There's lots of new stuff I'm planning for this channel, and it's going to be really exciting, and I'm very excited to share it all with you. Basically, lots of new additional content other than Road to Ranked. Also, the February International, which is a Wi-Fi tournament, is currently going on. It doesn't count for championship points, so I'm actually going to be streaming it throughout this weekend. So if you don't follow me at Twitch, give me a follow at twitch.tv/CybertronVGC. Probably be streaming tonight. tomorrow, maybe afternoon for more, European friendly time zones, and then Sunday probably in the afternoon as well. So I think it'll be fun, and I'll probably be trying out some new Pokemon since there's no pressure for this tournament. But yeah, just 2 quick announcements for you here, as May has a team of Talonflame, Sylveon, Metagross, Heatran, Hydreigon, and the Serperior. So Serperior definitely the most interesting thing on my opponent's team, but she's got a bunch of threatening Pokemon for sure. Let's see. Well, first of all, this is just an interesting match. I mean, Conkeldurr doesn't fare too well here because she has a Metagross, a Sylveon, and a Talonflame, but then the thing is, it really checks Heatran and Hydreigon pretty well. As always, figuring out who I want to lead with is the most difficult thing. I actually really like the Landorus lead here, just because it can Rock Slide and Earthquake immediately, so I think I'm going to go with Landorus, and I think I'm going to pair it with Gengar this time around. I do like that. Metagross here is still solid because it can knock out the Sylveon. Serperior can't really do too much against it. For the last one, I'm thinking Rotom Wash, though Hydreigon is also certainly possible. Hydreigon gives me a better matchup. It can Earth Power knock out the Heatran. Actually, I don't know. I'm leaning towards Hydreigon, but the thing is, Rotom Wash really gives that Talonflame some trouble, and it'd be nice to have a better matchup against Talonflame. So it's between Rotom Wash and Hydreigon here. You know what? I'm actually gonna go with Rotom Wash. It's just bulkier in general, it can take hits, so, wow, that was still a really intense first game. Wish I could have known what item he had on the Hydreigon, but Paul's a player that has historically used choice specs on Hydreigon as well, so I'm assuming he had the specs there. So, Serperior and Hydreigon coming out for May. Serperior also just a very interesting lead as always, as I'm going to go with Landorus and Gengar, which is alright, not the best but not the worst. Would have been better here if I had Superpower with Landorus, which I don't, as I am actually going to give the Serperior an attack boost, but of course that doesn't really matter. I think what I want to do here is actually go for the U-turn onto Serperior and an Icy Wind. And that's actually the play I'm going to go for. I'm curious as to what item the Hydreigon has, though. It could be Scarf. We saw Hydreigon the last match, and that one was not Scarf. Scarf not exactly the most common item on Hydreigon, but I actually used it in the beginning. She's going to go for a Protect with Hydreigon, though, which is perfectly fine with me. Probably expecting, like, a Superpower onto it, but I'm going to play it safe here. The reason why, Serperior is kind of the bigger threat. I mean, it's just one of those Pokemon where I'm not as familiar with, and I just want to take down as quickly as possible. And I'm going to switch into Metagross here in the off chance, she probably went for the Leaf Storm into that slot, so, I can, that was actually really stupid of me. I went for the Icy Wind, but that's only going to raise, Serperior speed. I should have just Sludge Bombed. So that was not a good play on my end. Don't do that, guys. I mean, it doesn't really matter. I could have just went for the Sludge Bomb there, so I raised the speed. She went for the Glare onto Metagross, which was not a, play I was expecting, but a good one at that. So obviously, I got the damage benefit of that first turn, but Serperior being at +1, I mean, what's going to outspeed Gengar anyway, and it's going to be an Icy Wind KO range at this point, I think, so it's not really too big of a concern. I should have Sludge Bombed, though. I should have just double targeted Serperior for the KO. But man, Glare, a really nice move, and I actually had nothing to stop that either, which was just kind of scary. Okay, I'm gonna Iron Head the Hydreigon in anticipation she's going to double target my Gengar, since that's a pretty obvious play. And Icy Wind should be able to knock out the Serperior at this rate. She's gonna stay in with both Pokemon. So we'll see. It's never fun letting Mega Metagross get paralyzed though, so that was a nice play there. As she's going to go for the Leaf Storm, probably into the Gengar. Yep, obviously that's going to break my Sash. Not going to do too much damage, but obviously giving the special attack raise, which is always somewhat scary. I'm going to get the Icy Wind off, though. Let's see if it should knock out both or knock out the Serperior. Yep, and deals enough damage to Hydreigon, where if she targeted Gengar, I'm going to be able to pick up a knockout with Iron Head. So let's see if she went for that Predict. She's going to go for the Dark Pulse onto, yep, the Gengar. Perfect. So I was anticipating the double target into Gengar there, which is why I did not Protect with Metagross. Now I hope I don't get fully paralyzed here, as it's Life Orb Hydreigon. And Metagross gets the Iron Head off, so that Predict pays off immensely, as it actually barely misses out on the knockout, but I'm not going to complain. That did enough damage to where Landorus can knock it out with a Rock Slide, so I'm going to bring in Landorus. As Talonflame comes in for May here, which I could not be yeah, that's like the best Pokemon to see here, really. So I'm going to get in Landorus for free, which is great. Let's see. That Life Orb on Hydreigon, I mean, it's also good to know it has Life Orb because basically now it's in KO range, even if it tries to attack. But what I'm going to do here is substitute with Metagross and Rock Slide. Her best play is probably to switch out Hydreigon and Talonflame go for like a Tailwind, or just a Protect, because if her last Pokemon, which I'm assuming is Metagross, then it can come in, threaten my Pokemon a bit more. But now I'm really glad I have Rotom Wash as my last one because it beats both Talonflame and Metagross, so that was probably the right call in terms of Pokemon to bring here. But, yeah, I mean, the Landorus matches up so nicely against both of her Pokemon right now, so I can't complain, and I'm very glad Metagross was not fully paralyzed there because I really needed that extra damage. Talonflame's actually going to go for a Protect, which is interesting, so if I miss Rock Slide here, I could have some issues. But I fortunately do connect, and if Metagross does not get fully paralyzed, it's going to get a free substitute up as well, so this is playing out really, really nicely right now. And I do get the sub up with Metagross as well, which is great. You know, sub Metagross is a really interesting moveset. I've talked about it a bunch in the past episodes, and of course the reason why I mainly use it is because you know, there's so many free times where you can get a substitute with Metagross, and it's so scary going up against fast Pokemon. Of course, my Metagross here are not as fast, but Sylveon's her last one, which makes a bit more sense why she didn't switch it out there. So let's see. I'm just going to Iron Head Sylveon, because once Sylveon goes down, Rotom Wash wins, and Rock Slide. As long as Rock Slide doesn't miss here, I should be good. We're going to see Brave Bird come out from May's Talonflame here. Obviously going to target down the Landorus. At this point, there's no point in switching out, and Landorus takes out like a boss. Of course, I am using a bulkier variant of Scarf Landorus, and Rock Slide fortunately does connect with both of her Pokemon. That should knock out the Talonflame, as it does, and Sylveon in KO range. And at this point, it's 3-on-1, though Sylveon, of course, a Pokemon that can definitely pull a comeback, as I flinched as well. I mean, it wouldn't have mattered there, since Hyper Voice wouldn't have knocked me out, and Iron Head would have knocked out Sylveon, but both games today, I mean, this is just a testament to, like, how good flinch moves can be in VGC. I didn't really need it both times. I mean, the first game it could have mattered, I'm not sure. This one, it really didn't. But, you know, hey, I'm not going to complain. And, I mean, of course, Sylveon could have tried to mount a comeback there, especially with Hyper Voice going through Substitute, but, like, Hyper Voice is probably like a 3-hit KO on sub Metagross even at that range, so she would have had to get in like 3 full paralysis in a row, and then I could just Rock Slide and she'd have to deal with flinch chances, and then Rotom Wash could have probably taken 2 or 3, at least 3 Hyper Voices as well, so yeah, that's fine. So I'm gonna end up winning 2 games in a row today. You know, some RNG both times, but like I felt like for the most part, the team did what it was supposed to, so I'm pretty happy with how it performed today, which is really exciting. So we are finally, you know, slowly climbing our way back into the 1900s, and this team is really putting itself together, which is great. So hope you guys enjoyed this one. Like I said, stay tuned because I'll be making an announcement video this Sunday detailing all the new things I have planned for this channel. And yeah, I'm really excited for that. Also, you know, I'll be streaming this weekend once again, the International Challenge, so definitely want to tune in since it's been a while since I've live streamed, and I really want to get back into it, especially since I was partnered up about a month ago. So yeah, that's pretty much it for this one, guys. Hope you guys enjoyed it. As always, leave a like if you did, and I shall see you tomorrow, or even tonight if you tune into the stream. Anyway, that's it for now, guys, and yeah, peace.